like, we have major issues, like major issues.
Society.
If this is pathetic, and I mean that in the, like, from the bottom of my heart. I think I've had a few interactions with Alanah Pearce over the years. I don't really know her personally. I know of her more than I know her. She spent time at IGN. She spent time at Kind of Funny. She has been through the media gauntlet. She has a YouTube channel right now, and she
started out trying to be a YouTuber.
Oh, and then she went over to...
Didn't work out for her. Yeah, interesting fact about that, but we'll get into that in a minute.
Right. Well, she has one of the more insane takes I think I've heard when it comes to Elden Ring and how children are a disability for her and for potential parents. And I want you to hear this, and we're going to have more context to this, but this is the clip that's been going around here. And this is just, I mean, spoiler, asinine. Here we go.
Is consent. There are long-term disabilities. There are situational disabilities. There are temporary disabilities. It counts as a disability where a video game like Elden Ring is concerned if you have a kid. You have a 2-year-old, you're trying to play Elden Ring, you can't pause. That is a situational disability that you have, where the game not having the option for you to be able to pause, for example, is a hindrance to your particular...
Power button, bitch! Power button!
Yes, Razor.
She certainly does have several situational disabilities from the sound of it.
Well, I want to make sure that there's more context here. So there's a little bit more to this, and I wanted to play this here. And she's actually gone on the defense with this take, this amazingly crazy take. Let's go and continue on with more of this here.
Right. Here's my pitch. Okay, gamers, hear me out.
And here, this is about a 5-minute video. We're picking it up to where she's talking about what she'd like to do about this.
That filter on her camera is thicker than corn syrup, by the way. But anyway, keep going.
Had this conversation with anyone, so I don't know how many holes there are, but this is my thought. What if, for every game that you finish, but especially for FromSoft games, there were an ending title screen that you could screenshot and you could share very easily that details exactly how you finish the game? Are people going to reply to each other who share that and be toxic about it? Yeah, people are going to be like, oh, you summons, you died, and beat you summons, and beat the game. Yeah, people are going to be dicks. But I feel like it would maybe prevent
more jump cuts than that Biden speech yesterday. Like, Jesus, you talk for a living. Learn how to. Jesus. I do not understand people who do this. 9,000 jump cuts in a 15-second clip. Fuck. If you can't invest the $200 required to enroll in a public speaking class at a community college, should people be giving you money to talk in front of a camera on YouTube? Like I wouldn't join a baseball club and not know how to throw a ball. Like, what the shit? But anyway, sorry.
YouTubers. That's what we're doing. We have YouTubers. And slicing, that's part of the game. That's part of the game here. Here we go. Let's continue.
Yeah, people are going to be dicks. But I feel like it would maybe prevent some of the extra accessibility-specific gatekeeping. Like all of these people who are vehemently against accessibility options, which is really, again, just in-game customization options. No one's asking for less or more damage, but like less button presses or there's a large list of things that can make it easier for disabled players to play a really hard game and still have it feel really hard, but still be able to play it, you know? But what if you get a screen at the end with the credits that shows exactly how you played it or what options you had on or off? In my head, this would alleviate a lot of that discourse. People are saying like no accessibility whatsoever because I want to be able to play Elden Ring the exact way that I want to be able to play it. And I feel like those people are shooting themselves in the foot because what if they get one of those temporary, situational, or short-term disabilities? You break your wrist, you're not going to be able to play.
Why are you blathering like this when you could just be like, I wish there was a pause feature? I said that in my Dark Souls 2 review, my review of Bloodborne. Every time I review a FromSoft game, I'm like, hey, why is there not an optional pause feature? There's an offline mode, right? So you can't say there's no pause feature because it's always online. No, it's not always online. You can turn offline off. Here's an idea. How about when you turn offline mode on, you can pause? Like, simple solution. It's just a quality of life thing. You don't have to indulge in these flights of sophistry to explain why you want a damn pause feature in the game. This I do not understand. Everyone, it's like they're over intellectualizing while under intellectualizing. Like, here's a bunch of $10 words that are basically just kind of woke speak. Like, they're just, oh, well, this is a temporary, this is an incidental disability. This is a, right? You don't need to justify it like that. You want a pause feature. Okay. Dock some points for not having a pause feature. Then move the fuck on. Ridiculous.
Well, but our 2-year-old may cause you to not beat the boss, Razor. It's tough. It's good.
The kid suddenly you can't play Elden Ring. Like, I feel like they say it when they don't have disabilities, but in 10 years when you do have some kind of disability, I feel like you're going to retroactively kind of regret that you were like, absolutely not, don't change anything. I finished Tunic. That game
Okay, here's our grand finale here.
rules and is very hard. And after I finished it, I beat the final boss. You don't even have to, well, spoilers. She was so hard. She was so hard. It took me days. Tunic has an accessibility option in it that you can use to, it's basically God mode. I think you can prevent all damage. I beat the game without that and felt so accomplished and so proud
games
of
have always
myself.
had
And
cheats, sweetie. Like, what the fuck? Power overwhelming. Like, come on, guys. Jesus.
Listen to how many times she says I, right?
Oh,
And
yeah.
So just count it as we go along.
I don't care that mode is there, or that option is there to help other people who still want to experience the game without that. I think that's perfectly fine. But I would have liked just a little something at the end, even an achievement, to give me the credit for doing the hardest fights on what is effectively the hardest in-game possible difficulty because I didn't have those accessibility options on. You know what I mean?
I want this. It's about me. I want the feather in the cap.
It's essentially an impassioned. She's saying she's basically defending game journalist mode without which of course she is a game journalist.
Yes.
Right? Or became one after her YouTube aspirations didn't pan out. So years before she wound up working at IGN, she would frequent the TV board at 4chan. And I know this because I did at the time. I didn't used to, I don't go to 4chan, haven't gone in many, many years, but at the time I did. And she posted one of her earliest videos on the TV board on 4chan. And her boyfriend was off screen audibly talking her through how to play the game and how to review it. And she got annihilated. Like, the people, she privated the video. I don't think that video's up anymore. Like, none of that stuff. She went away. And then all of a sudden she reemerges at IGN, and now she's hardcore game journalist. She's advocate of the. It's like, what the fuck are we doing here? This is how you get people who indulge in this kind of nonsense, is because you're basically giving people positions that they haven't earned. That's kind of where we're at. Well,
going back to the original idea here of a child being a disability, right? I put this over on X, and I 100% stand by this. I just said, welcome to parenthood. The idea of leveraging your kid as a disability because you can't pause a freaking video game is insane and shameful. And here's the bigger point, is that she's going to get, or any parent will get, way more enjoyment and memories out of spending time with your 2-year-old than whatever you do in Elden Ring. I promise you that, right? Whatever video game accomplishment that you feel you need, whatever achievement that you can get, whatever end screen you have that tells you how great you are at video game, the number one achievement that you can have is having a great kid, passing on your legacy, your life, ultimately building their legacy, their life. And it's honestly, here's the biggest thing about it. What a slap in the face to people with actual disabilities, people who actually struggle on a day-to-day basis.
Like game journalists.
Like she is.
I mean, she has the greatest disability of all. Let's be real.
Also Australian. It's crazy. And then she's also conflating. She's conflating in a major way the idea of a disability and a mild inconvenience, right? The idea that your child may need you is not a disability. It's a mild inconvenience to something that you like to do. I'm sorry. Welcome to life. And that is a great metaphor. That's the most insane thing about this whole thing is these people live in such a bubble. They've lived such a privileged life that when the slightest hardship hits them, perhaps, I don't know, raising a child, that it's seen as a disability. How disgusting is that? I hope to God. I don't know, Alanah. I don't know if you know she has a child, right? Maybe she's speaking for other parents. And if she has a child, man, I feel so sorry for that kid. I get that video games, you like video games. They're just games.
Yeah.
They are games. They're meant to escape, right?
I mean, if you're making the argument even from a journalistic perspective, okay, are movie reviewers, did they suffer a disability because kids might distract them while they're watching the movies? You know what I mean? Like they might have kids that they need to pick up from school instead of sitting down in a theater and watching, you know, the 10,000th terrible Marvel movie.
You can literally relate that to anything.
Yeah.
Vacuuming. Oh no, I can't vacuum. I have a disability. I got a child. And also my other point to this is that she's so self-centered that she thinks everything revolves around her, as we noted. But like, Elden Ring isn't for everybody. That's the point of it. It's not for everybody. It's a really hard game. So if you can't play that game, that's on you. That's a you problem. Go play something you can play. Something offline that you can pause, whatever the problem is. Just go do that game. Not a big deal, but you have to go and make it cry about it on the internet and get some clout, and everyone's talking about her. So I guess she wins, because now everyone's like, this bitch sucks, and like rightfully so. She is an idiot, and now people are like, oh, so this is what gamers are like. So.
Lorena, who's been on the show, multiple times, says, bless your heart, real gamer parents know to play while their kids are asleep, and if they interrupt your game, welcome to parenthood, darling. Put your big girl panties on and deal.
It's no different than any other hobby. That's all gaming is a hobby, right? For some people, it doesn't even rise to the level of hobby, but it's just a diversion, right? Like gardening, like anything that our parents did, right? Work on cars. Are kids a disability in these areas as well? It's just such a bizarre, terminally millennial and or Zoomer perspective.
It's like, did I have a disability this weekend when I had to fix my daughter's sink because her hair goes down and I got to unclog? All I wanted to do was watch sports over the weekend, but the disability of my children, I had to
hair, damn it!
Oh my God! Like what a joke!
Should really be getting a check from the government every month, Craig.
I agree. With the government me harder, Daddy. But she went out on X and defended it. It says having a kid can be a quote situational disability where accessibility is concerned. If you need to pause a game because your kid is running around your living room, but you can't.
Knew it. You knew she was going to link somewhere else. She heard this somewhere else.
She quoted Alex. Way to go, Alex.
Yes. So, you'll have trouble playing games with no pause menu. Here's a bunch of info about it if anyone's who's genuinely interested and not just trying to rage bait. Well, how about just not having a stupid statement like this? Like that's the most insane thing about this, that she's going in. And by the way, what is userway.org? Like here it is. Here's userway.org. It's Disability Pride Month. We talked about that yesterday, which is good. Did you know that a staggering 1 billion people worldwide have disabilities? Yes, everybody has a disability. Everybody does, including children, including 53 million in the United States. Wow. So in the United States, we actually have considerably less per capita compared to the rest of the world. If there's 8 billion people and 1/8 of the world, has it. Oh my gosh, we got a pretty good ratio here. Only 53 billion. And Jessica Alba's situational disability.
Oh
Like,
no.
what
Yeah,
a
this
joke.
is oh, come on.
Here we go. And listen to how they turn you into a victim here. If you think you don't have disabilities, picture this. You're outside on a sunny day, which makes it hard to see your mobile phone. So you use one of your hands to shade your phone and turn up the contrast to a clearer view. According to conventional wisdom, you don't have a disability. Instead, most people just see the contrast button as a smart technology. Or put it another way, it's the situation to a problem we all occasionally face. You couldn't see the screen, right? So what's the lesson? You may not have a permanent condition. You do have a disability at that moment. I just want to start punching my monitor right now at the stupidity that we're looking at here. Everybody's a victim. Everybody. This is disgusting. And the userway.org should be shut down for this ridiculous propaganda. The idea that you need to be a victim. You're a victim. You're a victim. You're a victim. And if you're not a victim, here's a reason why you're a victim.
Right.
What a joke.
Which is hilarious because at the same time, they call people who have kids breeders, right? So it's like, what are you? So we're privileged and we have a disability. How does that work exactly? All I have to say is be kind to your children, folks. Don't treat them as a disability. They're the ones who choose your nursing home. All right?
That's true. That's funny.
Mm-hmm. DM Zachary says, I'm handicapped. They don't speak for me. And JP says, so any slight inconvenience is considered disability? That's right. Congratulations.
My mug is too far away. I'm disabled. I can't reach it on my desk without moving.
We have major issues,
Society.
If this is pathetic, and I mean that in the from the bottom of my heart, from one parent to you. Fucked.
This is why we're bringing back the word retarded, because disabled it means literally anything now. This is why we're reclaiming retarded. So I am planting my flag on Retard Mountain.
Yay!
Hey, she wants a disability. Congratulations, Alanah Pearce. You're retarded.